Hello, welcome back. Today we are making tofu that doesn't suck. I found this recipe on Pinterest and I'm very excited to make it. I've made something similar to it before, but never this exact recipe. It's super simple. You don't really need any difficult ingredients or like weird ingredients. It's probably stuff that you can find at your store or that you have already. So the first thing you're gonna need obviously is tofu. I typically like to get really good quality tofu because why not? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press the tofu. Essentially, tofu has no flavor. It doesn't taste like anything to me. So whenever you are gonna cook with it, you want to press out as much water as possible so that you can marinate it. So I'm gonna press the tofu for like at least 20 minutes overnight, or an hour to 2 hours, like the longer the better, basically. So after we press the tofu, we're gonna fry it. Did I say what I'm making? I'm making spicy Korean crispy tofu. So this video is all over the place. Okay, so after we press the tofu, we're gonna make the sauce. The ingredients that you're gonna need for the sauce are gonna be tomato sauce, agave or honey or any type of sticky sweetener. I'm gonna use maple syrup. You're gonna need rice wine vinegar. I don't have rice wine vinegar, I just have rice vinegar. I'm not sure what the difference is, so we're just gonna use what we have. You're gonna need an apple, any small apple. It didn't say whether they needed to be red or green, so I got a red Honeycrisp apple. You're gonna need ginger and your gochujang sauce. It's spicy and it's going to help create the flavor. You need scallions for like garnish. I don't know English. Garnish, soy sauce. You know what soy sauce looks like. And then you can plate it on top of whatever you want. Rice, veggies, if you want to live that low carb life. Your girl likes to eat rice, so we're gonna eat ours with rice. So I'm gonna press the tofu. Basically what I do is put the tofu in like a cloth napkin or like paper towels, and then you just put two like heavy things on top of it, and then that'll get all the water out. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna get started and show you how to make the sauce. Let's go. So sorry for the kind of bad quality. We started filming on the phone. So the first thing you're gonna need is tomato sauce, quarter cup of that, some rice vinegar, a quarter cup of that as well. Then you are going to use a quarter cup of soy sauce. Get it in there. After that, we are going to use, I think, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Again, you can use whatever sweetener that you want. Then I'm grating the ginger. The easiest way to grate ginger is using the back of a spoon to just get all of that little skin off. Okay, so now that we have made the sauce, I will link the recipe down below. It said to grate the apple, the ginger, and the garlic, but I didn't realize that, aka didn't want to do that, so I just chopped it. I think I'm gonna blend it with the immersion blender just to like get it more fine, but I might not. We'll see. Now that your tofu has been pressed and chillin', it's been pressed for like 4 hours, so it's really dry and looks ready to go. I'm literally just gonna chop it into like little tiny blocks. You want it to be like bite-sized pieces. You don't really, want big old chunks. And I think the smaller the piece, the more flavorful it can get too, because you can get more flavor in on both sides. I don't know, I'm just making shit up as I'm going. Nope, that's not what I wanted to say. I use a whole block of tofu because I like to meal prep. So we're gonna use some of this for a couple of days from now. So after you've cut your tofu into little bite-sized pieces, you wanna toss it with flour. The recipe actually calls for cornstarch, but I don't have cornstarch, and I am all about improvising and doing whatever we want. I'm going to use flour because I think that's the same thing, right? I don't know. Literally taking the flour and doing that. Basically coating each side so that it has a little anchor for the sauce. Once your pan is like piping hot and ready to go, you're gonna wanna put your little tofu pieces. My pan is not hot and ready to go, because you would hear it sizzling. Oh, there it is. It's sizzling. So once your pan is ready to go, you just kind of want to place your little pieces of tofu in the oil. I highly recommend you use sesame oil because that's going to give it the most flavor, but just use what you have. This is kind of a two-step process. So after you have put your pieces in and they've browned, you take them out and toss them, and you brown them again. I know it sounds like a lot of work, but it's hopefully going to be delicious. That's me telling myself that it's going to be good, and I just need to do it instead of just pouring the sauce over. Tofu's just browning. They look really delicious. But again, I'm saying this because I'm biased. I love tofu. I can eat tofu every single day. I think that if you know how to cook well, or even if you just know how to cook, period. It doesn't even have to be that you're a great cook. You just have to know how to follow a recipe. I think it's delicious and I can eat it every day. No lie. That's why I'm wondering if I should have someone come taste it. So I just put a little salt over it because I forgot I was supposed to put salt with the cornstarch. I love cooking. It's very relaxing, but sometimes I get impatient and I want to like take the pieces off and I'm like, okay, they're good. It's fine. When in reality, I know it's not ready. But for you, I'm gonna let the pieces brown. Flipping them again. They brown up really fast. I've actually never done this where you like sprinkle it with flour or cornstarch or whatever. And I think I'm gonna do this every time. It's actually browning really well and it's not sticking. That's usually the problem I have with tofu, is it like sticks. Cooking can also be kind of lonely. So you know, it's just you and the food. Anyway, let's continue the recipe. Browning. We're just gonna let it keep cooking, keep browning, keep getting delicious. I realize that tasting my own food is biased and saying like, oh my God, it's so good. Like, obviously I think it's good because I made it. I think I'm going to have guest tasters, guest reviewers, guest the person who wants to hang out with me daily is my boyfriend slash fiance. I hate that word. I think for today, he's going to be one of our tasters. Because obviously I'm gonna like my own food, you know? Like, so we're gonna cook it up, we're gonna taste it, and he's gonna be our judge so that you can know whether or not it's delicious. Now that the tofu is browned up, look how delicious that looks. It's nice and brown, nice and tasty. So we're going to take our sauce, which obviously I think I cut the pieces too big. So, you know, we're gonna pretend like that didn't happen. And we're just gonna pour half of the sauce and then put them back on the stovetop. Okay, so after we've taken a photo shoot with our food, this is the finished product. I am honestly proud of how it looks. So if you have anything negative to say, get out of my life. So I'm gonna taste it. This is always the hardest and like most awkward part for me, is the tasting, because I have to eat in front of people. Well, none of you are here, but okay, I'm gonna stop. It's really hot. It's still steaming. I just plated it over a bed of rice, so I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna try a little bite because, yeah, Again, it's delicious. It's super flavorful. It's not as spicy as I would like. I usually like Asian food to be really spicy, but I don't know if it was the gochujang or I didn't put enough, but it's not that spicy. It's good. When you get the scallions and the rice and everything together, it's really tasty. I'm going to link the recipe down below. Please let me know if you make it. If you do make it, tag me on Instagram. My Instagram will be down below. We're gonna bring in our special guest to taste. Okay, so our special guest is here. He's going to try it and tell us what he thinks.
Let's see.
You have to be honest. I think I burnt some of the pieces, so. He's also hungry, as hungry as I am, because we haven't eaten all day today.
It's really good. The tofu's definitely nice and crispy. Has a nice bite to it. Flavor's good. The scallions are a nice touch.
Scallions. Don't forget the scallions. So there you have it. It's delicious. It's good. Make the recipe. If you make it, like I said, tag me on Instagram. Let me know what you think. Be sure to like this video and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I make videos every week. I'm doing weekly Meatless Monday videos. I'm going to start doing vlogs again. But for right now, I want to focus on Meatless Monday. Follow my Instagram. I'll see you guys next week.